Hello, my lovely viewers, my lovely students. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, English and Literature with Carol. In case you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and let's continue learning. Today we want to look at question 3, paper 2. A sample question, and I want us to look at an oral song. Some students confuse oral songs with poems. They are not the same. There is the poetry bit of literature, the literature in English, and there is the oral song, the oral poem bit of oral literature. Please understand that difference and let's look at it. It's mostly on the on the genres of oral literature. We have different types of songs, and this sample is one of them. It's a poem by Lydia Nyongesa. I have picked it from one of the revision papers. We will be looking at some of the revision papers that I would want to guide you in your revision so that you do very well in English. So I want us to look at question 3, paper 2, 20 marks. The sweetheart you were. The sweetheart you were. You broke my heart. You made my world fall apart. You made me cry. You'd made me realize truly that when all is said and done, grief is a price we pay for love. I tried to make things right. A million words could not bring you back. Neither could a million tears. Wanting you is so hard to forget. Loving you is so hard to regret. Because it was a lesson, sometimes memories are worth the pain. Sometimes I just have to hold my head high and blink away the tears and pretend that everything is alright. I'm afraid to care too much for fear that history would repeat itself. You never cried all, did you? Exactly 1 year and 3 months down the line, I made a choice to finally let go. 'Cause time is passing out fast. I got to move on too. I cried tonight, sweetheart. Not because I miss you, or even I wanted you, but because I realized that I'm going to be alright without you. That is my performance. I wonder how you feel when you hear that recitation. This one is meant to be sung, but we will look at why are we not able to sing this. Because we haven't been provided with the musical notes. These are just lyrics. There are no musical notes. So as a student, you should know that at the back of your mind, poems are meant to be recited, yes. But now because this one is an oral song, there is normally a tune behind that. It's more of a presentation. And when I was reading it, a lot was going on in my mind because oral literature is meant to be performed. Performance is the heart of oral literature. Now, let's look at the questions. Classify the above song. Let me read that song for you again. I always tell my students, if you read the poem the first time and you do not understand, do not worry, read it a second time. If you read it a second time and you do not understand it, do not worry, read it a third and a fourth time. Do not be in a hurry to answer questions that you do not understand. I have seen students who struggle with understanding even the first few lines. You may not be able to understand it when you read the first time, but the more you read it, the better you become. So let us do this again. The Sweetheart You Were by Lydia Nyongesa. You broke my heart and made my world fall apart. You made me cry. You made me realize truly that when all is said and done, grief is a price we pay for love. I tried to make things right. 1,000,000 words could not bring you back. Neither could 1,000,000 tears. Wanting you is hard to forget. Loving you is hard to regret. Because it was a season, sometimes memories are worth the pain. Sometimes I just have to hold my head high, blink away the tears, and pretend that everything is alright. I'm afraid to care too much, for fear that history would repeat itself. You never cared at all, did you? Exactly 1 year and 3 months down the line, I made a choice to finally let go. 'Cause time is passing out fast. I got to move on too. I cried tonight, sweetheart. Not because I miss you or even wanted you, but because I realized that I am going to be alright without you. So let's go back to the other questions. If someone tells you, or you are to listen to that poem, and you're asked the question, classify the above song, what are you supposed to do? 2 marks. Classify the above song. 2 marks. You're supposed to look at this poem and get the material from there. What is it talking about? Definitely this one is a what? On the types of songs. Is it a lullaby? No, this person is not singing a song to a baby so that the baby can sleep. Is it a funeral song? No, there is no burial here. Definitely it is. Give me the answer. Love song. Good. This is a love song. When the persona says that the grief, you broke my heart, you made me cry, grief is a price we pay for love, that means he was in love or she was in love. That is why we are saying it is a love song. And there is a lot of intense emotions that have been realized in this song. What are some of the bad consequences of love according to the poem? 3 marks. What are some of the bad consequences of love? Did you hear that I read the memories could cause pain? These memories could cause pain. Love also costs the nights, the long nights. That love, you made me realize that when all is said, grief is a price we pay for love. So this person went through grief. That is one of what you will go through when you are in love. When you open your heart to love someone, and some of these memories, we have said that they cause pain. That is another point. And sometimes we even get tempted to pretend that everything is okay, but we are always in fear. You fear. You develop a kind of a fear. Because it says in this poem, for fear that history would repeat itself. So this one shows that the person that has experienced love and definitely a heartbreak will be with some sort of fear. And this person keeps on crying because the persona says, you made me cry all night. So that's how you look at. Can you get illustrations from the poem or from the song when we are tackling this one? Identify 3 oral features evident in the song. So you still go back to your song and see which are these oral features. Do you remember the oral features in oral poetry? Like repetition is normally a style that you should not ignore in oral poems. It is the simplicity of it and a lot of repetition that you should not ignore. So we have, you broke my heart, and the persona says again, sometimes memories are worth, and then keeps on saying, sometimes I just have to hold my head up high. So sometimes has been repeated. The word sometimes. You has been repeated more than 5 times. The first 3 lines, because in poetry we talk of lines. In fact, it is the first 4 lines of this poem. There is the use of you. You broke my heart, line 1. You made my world fall apart. You made me cry. You made me realize, truly. So there is the use of repetition of the word you. And also there is also the use of repetition of you made. So you made has been repeated thrice. And then the word you has been repeated more than 7 times in this poem. So repetition is one of the aspects. I always tell my students, this is the best style for you to always identify. May it be in poetry, may it be in oral songs. Repetition is a very nice style that you should score when you look at that. On still features of oral poems, we also look at direct address is one of the other styles. So style number 1, I have said we use repetition. Style number 2, I have said you use direct address as a style. Direct address, someone is looking at you, like when you read this poem, you feel like this person is on the second person, he is facing you. You broke my heart, so I'm addressing you here, you. So that one is direct address. When I say you made my world fall apart, that is direct address. It is not she made my world fall apart, they made my world. It is you made me realize, truly, that when all is said and done, you are the one who made me. So this one is what you call the direct address, when someone directly addresses the other. And you also use another style in oral poetry, is that oral poetry uses a lot of exaggeration. Exaggeration as style number 3. So I have mentioned repetition, I have also mentioned direct address, and I have also mentioned what have I said? Exaggeration. Exaggeration is also known as hyperbole or overstatement. Look at one of the sentences there that says that there's a mention of a million. That neither could a million tears wanting you, a million words could not bring you back, neither could a million tears. A million words. Did he count the words literally and say word number 1, 2, 3? He chooses the highest number to show that this is being exaggerated. That's why we are saying there is use of exaggeration in the stylistic devices. You have been asked for 3. I have even given you 4. Okay, my lovely students? Can you see it's good for you to be in this channel? Because you'll be learning more and more. Describe the tone of this poem. Which is the tone of this poem? This tone, someone is, when you're asked on the question of tone, identify an adjective that describes that, or even a noun that describes that, an abstract noun. So you can talk of, there's a lot of resignation. Someone will say, I'm done. Like you say, I'm through with this. Because this person has been crying a million times, but you're saying that he says, because I realize that I'm going to be all right without you. So he has already given up and said, yeah, I'm moving on. You're not bringing me issues here. I'm moving on. Okay? Have you learned, my lovely student? Now, so you can talk of even this person here. Some of the answers that I could see with my students is that there was, at some instant, in the tone, there could be bitterness. Because this person was crying, there is melancholy, there is bitterness. This person is saying, you broke my heart. Definitely, you can see even my facial expression. I'm not saying, you broke my heart. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, you broke my heart. I hope you don't go through this heartbreaking adventures Not very good. How would you describe the persona in this poem? How would you describe the persona in this poem? The persona is someone that has a very strong personality, is realistic, has been emotional, gone through it and done it. A realistic person. You remember, you realize that this person will not even love me anymore. I'm done with this. I have to move on. And that is what life should be. You shouldn't deal with the heartbreaks like a life sentence. I also have to advise you, life issues. That a heartbreak is something that you should, okay, you're feeling hurt, but it's not something that should end your life. It is part of life. Go on. Move on. There's a Kiswahili saying, I'm a Kenyan, so I'll use a Kiswahili saying, that says, ukiachwa, achika. It is easier said than done. So, those are some of the questions that I was to look into. Another question that is normally tested in this is grammatical question. So we have said that the persona is a very strong person, the person that is able to move on, because he says, I have realized I will be okay without you. He's resigned, he's been crying all night and all day. Or she is resigned. If you don't want to be very clear, you can say they are resigned. And then we have explain the meaning of the following phrases in the poem. You made my whole world, my world fall apart. What is the meaning of that? You made my world fall apart. That means the life became meaningless. You are walking around heartbroken. I was heartbroken. I didn't think that anything would be okay. That now I had experienced a heartbreak. Sometimes our memories are worth the pain. Another question is that you need to give me the meaning is sometimes our memories are worth the pain. You are told that it is a bitter memory, but it says it's not every time that you enjoy a sorrowful moment, but you may pick life lessons from there. So that is our sample. Thank you for being here. That is question 3, sample question that I have given you. I'm proud of you that you're following this YouTube channel. Please share with the other members. Thank you for the support that you always show me. Bye.